get along with anyone. The Attorney General of Mexico now saying Cuban Americans are helping smuggle Cubans from Cuba through Mexico into the United States. And he blamed the illegal trade on U.S. policy that grants Cubans asylum if they can reach dry land here, the so-called wet foot, dry foot policy. As many as 10,000 Cubans a year flee to the United States by going to Mexico first, then heading to the border to avoid Coast Guard patrols around the state of Florida. I wonder if that means that the Attorney General of Mexico is a racist against Cubans, since he wants to stop that practice. It's a curious time for the government of Mexico. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials have seized some very unusual holiday candles at the El Paso border. A drug-sniffing dog alerting the officers to a box of candles and a taxi bringing a 17-year-old boy back from Mexico. They discovered 30 pounds of marijuana hidden within those candles. The boy said they were a gift from his grandmother to his mother. Merry Christmas. And the left-wing Liberal Southern Poverty Law Center, an activist group that pretends it's some role of watchdog in this country, is at it once again, distorting the truth to advance its agenda of socio-ethnocentric special interests and utter disregard for law and order in this country. This time, the Southern Poverty Law Center is targeting me again and other supporters of the imprisoned former Border Patrol agents Ramos and Campion, who are fighting against an outrageous miscarriage of justice. The Southern Poverty Law Center, in a commentary called Native Extremism, well, the Southern Poverty Law Center accuses me and others of, quote, making heroes of what it calls two felons. They claim, the Southern Poverty Law Center does, they claim no one has offered any proof that the two are innocent. First of all, the Southern Poverty Law Center should take law out of its very name, because, in point of fact, in this country there is a nativist tradition that says people are presumed innocent until proved guilty. What the Poverty Law Center doesn't seem to understand is that in this country the burden of proof lies with the prosecution, not the defendants. And in this case, the prosecutors hid the fact that the illegal alien drug smuggler, who was given testimony by the prosecutors, was fleeing Ramos and Campion, was given immunity before the trial began, and in fact broke the law again before that trial began. But the Southern Poverty Law Center doesn't seem to want to pay attention to those rather inconvenient facts for their fundraising efforts. If you support them, go for it. I think they're an absolute disgrace. Coming up next here, death threats against a Texas homeowner who shot two criminals protecting his neighbor's property.